Okay, we're ready to go.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. How are we all doing?
Nice
Welcome.
couches, by the way.
Thank you. I
Beautiful.
got it myself. I did everything myself.
A
I made it from IKEA. No, I'm joking.
bit of a couch
Ikea.
setting. Bit of a couch setting today.
Yeah, literally just got this in last week. So so proper setting, isn't it? Anyway, welcome back, guys. Big news: Champions League, Premier League stuff happening. This guy's wearing black because, like I said in the first episode, he's mourning for the death of the Champions League hopes. But we'll get into that soon, obviously. But yeah, sorry, it's got music in the back. Just want to turn it down a little bit. Yeah, man, how have you been, bro? You right? Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna.
Don't ask me that question, bro. It's been horrible. It's been a horrible morning.
Horrible morning. Well, we'll first we'll just obviously get into it a bit, like more football analytical. So Benfica and Atletico, they're the new teams in the quarterfinals. I'm quite shocked with Benfica, to be fair, because obviously for the last how many seasons in the Champions League, Ajax have been the Dutch force in the Champions League, and they're out 3-2 in aggregate, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. We'll see who they get in the next round, but exciting times for them. I don't think. When was the last time Benfica went this far in the Champions League? I can't remember. Or even a Portuguese team. In a while, to be fair.
Look, I think a lot of the Portuguese teams tend to make it, a bit further than any other sort of teams. But look, the Portuguese teams are strong. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah.
Benfica's always been a very strong team. I guess they've carried that. Them and Porto have carried that sort of standard for Portuguese clubs. But we'll see what happens now. Benfica, very good team, very good young players as well. I was shocked that they beat Ajax. I thought Ajax, especially a home game for Ajax, you'd expect them to be all over them. But yeah, we'll see what the draw says next. But it was an interesting morning, especially coming from a United perspective. It was a very bad morning.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's obviously going to lead into the next topic, obviously the game this morning. And I just want to talk about one thing in particular, but afterwards you can get into the more analysis of the game. I just want to talk, obviously you guys most likely know what happened, the result in that, but I just want to talk about one thing, and it's David De Gea's post-match interview. Now,
I watched that.
Yeah. Now, when I say this reminds me of Harry Maguire's post-match interview.
It's pretty much every single United player's post-match interview.
But it's the exact same thing. So the example I'm talking about is Maguire against Liverpool. And I'm just looking at it and thinking, you look at De Gea during the game, right? Imagine being a keeper as good as De Gea with a back line. I mean, I wouldn't even say a full back line. Sorry, with Maguire in the back line. I would be absolutely fuming, and he fumes every single game. You see him banging the freaking floor, whatever. He kicks the ball whenever they concede a goal. He smashes the post. I'm like, you must be so frustrated to have a defense like that in front of you, right? So then you go from one extreme like that, and then you drop it all the way down to the post-match interview that he had. And it's the same thing every time. And as a Liverpool fan, I get frustrated, right?
Yeah.
He just stands there going, oh, yes, we were not good enough. This is our 5th season in a row without a trophy.
It's like they're explaining. It's like they're explaining something to us that we don't know.
Yeah.
It's the same thing every week. We're not good enough. We're not good enough. What are you doing to be improving yourselves? Every week, it's the same thing. We've had a good training session. This week's training has been amazing. I don't know how amazing their training session. I really want to attend a training session one day and see how amazing they put it, because they're egging on something that you put it towards the pitch, and it's like having Maguire as a defender is it's like having a hole right in the middle. The guy is useless, and we paid 80 million for him. And I've said it before in the other shows as well. We paid 80 million for him. The club is embarrassed to stick him on the bench. That's the only reason. If let's say if he was worth 40 mil, we'd be paid or 30 mil, he would have been stuck on the bench. But it's because he's got that big price tag. That's why the club's holding on to him and saying you have to start him because it's gonna look fucking shit on us. Excuse my French, but I'm frustrated.
Look, but anyways, like back to the interview. There was this one thing he said in particular. Oops, sorry guys, watching the actual live one here. On my phone. He said something really stupid. So he said, so after Atletico scored, Atletico straight away, and I quote you, he did say this. He said, as soon as Atletico scored, they had all their 10 men in front of Oblak. All right, where else are you going to put the other 10 players? They're going to play behind you in the goal. It's that. You know what it is? It's so scripted, right?
They've got a script in front of them.
They forget the script.
Yeah.
You know when you're an actor and you improvise? That's what he was doing.
Some bloopers.
Yeah. But like some actors, they improvise and it works out better than the actual script, right? He looked like an idiot.
No,
he literally said, because I know what he wanted to say. He wanted to say, as soon as Atletico scored, they had all 10 men behind the ball. Because that's what, like, when you park the bus, that's what they do. They just don't press forward. They just stay behind, right?
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to say. But he's so stupid with, like, following the script. He said, they had 10 men in front of Oblak. Oh, really? So did you know that? So a keeper, right? And then you have 10 players in front of him.
Like,
wow.
Honestly, like, watching this game this morning, I didn't expect nothing more for United or nothing less for United as well. Like, it's the same old United. And I said it to a lot of supporters as well. Don't egg on United after that win against Spurs. Because it's going to come back to bite us in the ass. And look what it's done now. Yes, we go good. Let's say we beat shit teams or whatever. We even struggle against shit teams. That's how bad we are. But anyway, we beat Tottenham 3-2. And then all of a sudden there's this like, oh yeah, Ronaldo's back and all that. He was copying shit from the same people. The same people that were giving him shit a couple of weeks back saying it's Ronaldo's fault. Hang on a second. We wouldn't have been in a Champions League spot if it wasn't for Ronaldo. All the goals that he scored, he saved us so many times from performances. They don't blame the people that need to be blamed. For example, Maguire, Lindelof. Wouldn't say Lindelof. Yeah, Lindelof to blame as well. He's a part of the defense line as well.
Yeah. It's
Maguire, McTominay, and Fred. They're making out like Fred's the best now. All of a sudden, he's had one and a half quarter games that are good. Like, he's had 15 minutes where he showed up.
And just like Goldbridge said, he's the new what's it called? He's Fredinho.
Yeah, I don't see nothing special, and I've said it from the get-go. I see nothing special with these players. I don't know how the club sees. I don't know who chooses these players. Who we have behind the scenes that are going out and finding these sort of players, because we're getting humiliated week in, week out. Clubs like Watford smacking us. How many? When was it? 4-1. Like, it's never happened before never happened ever since obviously Sir Alex days. This is the worst like era, sort of the worst era since. Actually, this is actually worse than Moyes. I can say that.
It's worse. It's worse.
It's worse than Moyes. It's worse than Mourinho. It's worse than Van Gaal. Because Van Gaal, we actually won something.
You won 3 trophies with Mourinho.
We won 3 trophies with Mourinho, but you know what? Because of his attitude, we're going to get rid of him. It's always that.
Makes sense.
Football now is soft. Just because Mourinho had a mouth on him, and he was right about Pogba all along. He was right about, who else was he right about?
Everyone.
He called out most of the players. And he's like, these are not players that play for a club. This is bad.
Anyway, so we'll get into more of the actual game itself, what happened during the game. I didn't watch it. I said I was going to watch it, but I was just too busy playing Spider-Man till 2 a.m, so I needed some sleep. But obviously you can get into it more detail. But one thing that I will say before you go on.
You don't want to talk about the back post?
Well, there you go. So
where do we start? Back post?
It just took the words out of my mouth. But I did watch the highlights, the extended highlights. And like, you guys had your chances, fair enough. you weren't as attacking as you should have been, especially at Old Trafford. It's 1-1. You need to bring the game to them as you would when you're playing at home, right?
Exactly.
But like, as much as you weren't attacking, you were still getting some chances in. Got lucky with the offside. Actually, no, it was offside, but like, it's still a chance that they had. It was when João Felix scored. Anyway, and then the cross and the goal, but the whole lead up to it was Elanga was fouled. Ref didn't call it, but United fell asleep. Mentality. And
Weak mentality. It's
And
a
then
weak
the
mentality.
ball comes in. Now, this is the thing. You can sit here and say, oh, the marking was terrible. Mark the back post. That's fair enough. But in my opinion, at least, that's about 50% of the blame. The other 50% goes down to David De Gea. You have got to get your near post sorted. And not only did he not save it, he was rooted to the spot. He was watching you go like that. Like, normally you're rooted to the spot doing these ones when it's a free kick top bins, right? And it's not going in, and it goes in. Shit. But it's a header near post, only 3 meters away from the keeper, and he watched it go in near post. For me, that's 60%, 70% De Gea's fault. That's my opinion. But
shout out to the football capital as well. Those boys are doing good as well.
Yeah.
I've seen their podcast lately. Shout out to those boys.
They're saying a few comments as well. You want to read it out?
Yeah. Shout out to Robert as well, man. He's part of the United Supporters Club as well. Good mate. So if they said, obviously we're a dead club. David De Gea looked broken. He looked broken. Look, it's catching up to David De Gea now. Everything's catching up to him. Like the thought about De Gea's saving us every game, blah blah blah. But then it's going to play on his mind now, saying, "Hang on a second, I'm getting man of the match every bloody week. A goalkeeper getting man of the match every week. Something's going on then. If he's getting man of the match every week, the back line is something's wrong with it.
The rest of the team, man. The rest of the team.
And I blame for this decision today. I blame Ranić for playing Maguire. I don't know why he keeps playing this bloke. Honestly, it's like every time a manager from now on signs a contract, on his contract it says we will give you 50 grand bonus if you keep on playing Maguire. Why? Because we look like idiots buying him for 80 mil and we don't play him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking now, and I'm sure you guys are thinking the same thing as well. The guy scored an own goal against City. If I was the manager and I see those performances like that, mate, you're getting dropped on the bench. You're not even playing on the reserves. Just stay home. I can't afford my club. He's a liability on the pitch. He's actually a liability on the pitch, and he's cost us so many games this season. And I don't know what they see in him. I don't know. And even Mark Goldbridge called it as well. He's saying that just because he's best mates with Ollie and all that, he's a good kid. He plays for England. Rashford's a good bloke. He plays, the youth and all that. He does, charity and all that sort of stuff. Hang on a second. You're playing like absolute dog shit. You're putting that performance on the field like that, and then you're expecting us to be like, oh, yeah, give him time. Mate, how long has he been at the club for? 3 years?
Maguire?
Yeah,
2018.
2018, 3 years. What has he done?
4 years. Oh, it'll be 3.5, but whatever.
3.5. Yeah. He's done nothing. And that's the problem with United nowadays. We don't know how to recruit players. We could have got Koulibaly. Funny story, 75 mil for Koulibaly. Laughed it off. The United people were like, no, it's not worth it, 75 mil. 2 weeks later, goes on and buys Maguire for 80 mil. And then we pretty much have this shit to deal with now.
And what was the whole reason behind the 80 million price tag for Maguire? Because he had a half-decent World Cup.
Okay, you had a half-decent World Cup, all right? You played good in the qualifiers against Faroe Islands and Belarus or whoever the fuck you were playing with. Like, seriously. I can play against Belarus and play a good performance against them. Anyone can. But that's not the point. The point is, it's like they're doing it on purpose. Week in, week out, it's the same old thing. We weren't good enough. First half, we were good. It's always the first half. First half, we're always good. I think we should cut the game to 45 minutes, bro. Because first half, we're always good. First half, it's the script. First half we're always good. I'm gonna pay attention every single week when they do interviews. I'm gonna write down what they say, and week in, week out, I'm gonna read from the week before if they're saying the same thing.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah,
because I'm telling you now, and I'm
everything has
sure
to
these
match.
boys, and I'm sure the football capital as well, and Robert and whoever's joining us now can see it, that it's the same old script. You can see them saying the same thing.
Okay.
We're not good enough. First half were amazing.
Apparently, yeah.
And what else did they say? We just need to improve. We had a good training session as well.
Well, back onto the actual game itself. What did you notice? Anything like it's more in detail of the game?
We were dog shit.
Okay, next question. Yeah,
There's nothing to like. Honestly, from the get go until 90 minutes, man, they should have blown the whistle in the 45th minute and just gone home because it was absolutely shit. Yeah. I'm not like me waking up in the morning to see that shit. I woke up Monday morning, 3:30 in the morning, to watch United against City, for them to perform like that. For Maguire to split his legs open like that, let the ball run down the middle, and for De Bruyne to get onto it. I'm watching that shit. Come on, seriously, whoever's watching it, you know what pain I'm going through right now. This guy is absolutely loving life right now. So
look,
it's
and
so
I promise you, I'm not trying to take the piss right now.
Bro, you can take the piss on me as much as you want.
No, trust. I do feel sorry for Ronaldo because it is his league, and there was a little bit in me that wanted United to go through, just so I could keep seeing Ronaldo play in the Champions League. I did want it to be a competitive game, a few goals here and there between you guys and Atletico, but obviously not.
Scoreless at Old Trafford against Atletico Madrid when you had a good attacking. Cavani didn't even show up. Our attackers didn't show up. Our mids looked like there was no one in the middle. Like no one was playing today. Absolutely no one. You couldn't get a ball onto Ronaldo. Nothing. How are we gonna take this? I don't even know what to say right now, bro. How are we going Champions League? Please explain to me how are we going to get to the Champions League next year? For next year, we're probably not going to get to the Champions League.
I think the way you guys are right now and how Arsenal are going right now, you're probably going to get top 5. You won't even get. You'll get 5th or 6th.
And mind you, Arsenal have 3 games, and they're a point ahead.
Yeah, and Arsenal are playing fantastic football, and I'm quite nervous for tomorrow morning. Liverpool v Arsenal. It's going to be a good game. Top game, and we're away as well. But we'll see how that goes. But we'll keep it to the Champions League. A few other games that have happened before, and I want to talk about the big one, and it's caused extra controversy in the domestic league with PSG and 2 players.
Shout out to Anthony, who thinks Messi's still the GOAT.
Yeah, 2 players in total. I can't even talk right now. In particular, 2 players in particular. Their 2 main signings that they made over the last few years, Messi and Neymar. They both got booed back at home in France in the domestic league.
That was before the game started. They were announcing the teams.
Yeah, so they were announcing the lineups, and I'm guessing the front 3 was Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar.
Mbappe got a cheer.
Mbappe came up first. Yeah. Wait. Neymar, boo, boo, boo. Messi, boo, boo, boo. But even during the game, as soon as them 2 got a touch on the ball, they were getting booed. And even when they scored, and they were setting each other up, I think they won 3-0, I think, against Bordeaux. None of them, no one celebrated. Messi didn't celebrate, Neymar didn't celebrate, because they know deep down.
I don't think Messi's going to stay this year. I think he's going to leave next year.
They knew deep down they were terrible in the Champions League. And I really want to shout out to Rio Ferdinand. He said something that was so true on so many levels. It was straight after the game against Madrid. And he literally said, it's in PSG DNA to capitulate the Champions League.
Yeah. Because
you're coming up against the team with the most Champions League trophies. And, it's like a Man City. Man City are not meant to win the Champions League.
I said it before. I'm like, City and PSG are the exact same thing when it comes to playing in Europe.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll, by the looks of it, a person like Guardiola has not got him a Champions League yet. Who else? Who's going to win the Champions League from? If it's not going to be Guardiola, who's it going to
with
be?
all the money getting shoved up their bloody back end.
You know?
But like they've done it. Like, fair play. They made it to the final 2 seasons ago against Munich. Fair enough. But all the other seasons before, like they've just with all the money they've got, the quality, they just can't do it. But that game, and I was just watching before the True Geordie podcast, Rory, he said that this is probably the worst capitulation for them because they signed Messi, who's supposed to be the big jewel in the crown, to win them the Champions League, and he gets put on the spit, you know.
Shout out to Luka Modric as well. What a tackle.
Oh,
Did you see
Luka
that tackle?
Modric. And that's what you call
37-year-old. What he's going to 37.
Yeah, so it'll be 37 this year.
And he made a tackle like that against Messi.
But he is such a smart player. Obviously, as a midfielder, you have to work hard because that's the engine of the pitch. But he works so smart right now for his age. But that tackle he did on Messi sat him down like a bloody sack of potatoes.
Football Capital is saying PSG owners have told Pochettino who will leave the club at the end of the season. They're sacking him. Yeah, and watch what's going to happen now. All the United legends will be like, sign Pochettino, sign Pochettino. We're going to sign Poch. He's going to be absolutely dog shit. And we're going to be back to square one. The next 18 months is going to be very, very hard for United.
I say it now. I've been saying it ever since we started the podcast. Should have went guns blazing for Conte. I don't know why you guys
At
did
the
it,
same time,
but
if we went guns blazing for Conte, I think we would have been the same thing. I think the board would have been, there would have been a clash with the board.
Yeah.
There's 100% it would have been a clash with the board because Conte speaks up. Mourinho was like that as well. And look what it got to him.
But the difference between Conte and Mourinho, the one similarity they do have is their brutal honesty, and they want success. But
That's fine.
that's fine. The difference is with them two is that Mourinho at United, let's be honest, did not have a really good playing style. Because Mourinho for the last how many years has been that parking the bus, really defensive midfielder, coach, manager. Conte, on the other hand, we all know how Conte plays at Chelsea, at Juventus, at Inter Milan. It's beautiful attacking football. I reckon if he backs up his brutal honesty with his philosophy of the game against United and the board, then who knows? But whatever, that's obviously not going to happen now. But and like anything else you want to talk about with PSG and that stuff?
Look, as the Football Capital said, that these guys are obviously Poch will definitely get the sack at the end of the season. There's no doubt about that. No matter if you win the league or not, I could win the league with PSG. Yianni can win the league with PSG. It's up there. It's written up there. When it comes to European football, it just goes to show that these guys are just money. Yeah. Plastic money.
Plastic money.
Like plastic money. Same with City. All right, yeah, you're going to go good in England, but when it comes to Europe, you don't show nothing in Europe.
And that's why Liverpool and United are the two biggest clubs, and they will always be in England because they both have had success in both domestically and European.
The lad said Conte attacking football.
Conte come on attacking football. What do you mean come on attacking football? How has he won all the leagues with Inter?
His structure is
it varies.
He changes a bit. I'm not really too familiar with Conte, so I'm not really going to speak on Conte. It's like attacking sort of. I don't know.
Well, it's a lot more attacking than Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, Mourinho's more. Yeah.
Look,
it depends on what team you have as well, man. Because over the years, Mourinho's changed a lot. It hasn't been the same thing. Even when he took over in 2004, it was very different.
Yeah.
And look at the players that he had. When he went to Inter, very different. When he came to United, quite frankly, it was pretty much the board and the players against him. That's what I'm thinking with Mourinho. And a lot of people saying, he got sacked at the right time. No. That's where you're wrong. If he kept his job and if the board backed him and the players backed him, they could have done something. But at the same time, when you have players that are irresponsible, overpaid pricks that have no clue of what's going on when it comes to managers. And when you have a board that has no clue of what football's all about and the only thing they know is money, of course you're not going to understand Mourinho. Mourinho was the best thing for us. Why? Because he got us a Europa League. I don't care. You can say whatever you want, saying, oh, you do Europa League. Mate, a trophy is a trophy. It's right there.
And back then,
All right.
that season, like...
He didn't take us to the Europa League.
But look, you know what it is? I definitely...
First season,
at
did he
that
come second
time,
with us first season?
At that time, when you guys won those trophies, yeah, I was taking the piss, or you won the FA Cup and Europa League. You won three more trophies than we did.
We won trophies.
Silverware.
Simple as that, silverware. We haven't won silverware since 2017.
Mm.
If the board is happy with what's happening now, because we've got Ronaldo back, if the board's happy with this, with no trophies, then that's fine. Just state your facts from the beginning, saying we're not here for trophies, we're just here to make money. Because at the same time, those same United supporters that go out there, start screaming, start yelling, saying this, that, and then after the game, I see him lined up from the merchandise shop all the way to Etihad Stadium, trying to buy jerseys and stuff.
Did you guys see that it was a little video on Optus Sport on YouTube, and it was Chelsea, Liverpool, and City. All three of them had their Twitter bios as like,
I saw that.
Welcome to Liverpool or welcome to City.
Home of the champions.
Home of the champions.
Six-time European champion.
Six-time Europeans. Chelsea.
Yep.
Home of the current European champions. United's one. Welcome to Man United. Get 35% off your kids at the shop. Like, if that doesn't scream out money to you,
get 35% off jerseys. I don't want to wear a jersey. I don't care about the jersey. I care about what's happening on the field. You're telling me about 35% off jerseys. You go buy them. You go wear the jerseys. I don't need to wear a jersey. I'm a United supporter, yes. But at the same time, I don't need to just spend money on jerseys for you to be satisfied. This is the same thing. It always comes back. You spend money on merchandise and all that, the club will be happy. As long as you're spending money, the club couldn't give a shit of what the supporters think. And I'll bring back to something where, obviously, he's a bit of a controversial story, DT, of what he said. Because he said a story before all this happened with him. There was an interview where he did where the club wasn't going well. We're talking 70s. We're talking about his father's days. Mm-hmm. So the club wasn't going well. Arsenal wasn't going well. So what they did is they literally, the board and the players all sat down with the important fans, sat down with them and spoke to them and said, what can we do to make things better? They sat down and they spoke. And whatever happened later on, you know. But at the same time now, you can't do that. You can't knock on the door on a glazer and go, listen, we need to talk. We can't. What's the brand of Liverpool? What is it?
FSG.
FSG. You can't knock on their door and go, listen, we need to talk. This and this is going on. As supporters, we feel like we're wasting our money. Can't do that anymore. Because at the same time, you send an email or a message, they'll be like, thank you very much, we'll get back to you. You won't hear from them. All you'll hear is discounts, 70% off jerseys, socks, underwear, like strap-ons. It's a joke. Handcuffs, whatever you want. Like, I'm surprised they're not selling dildos with United logos on them. Like, it's ridiculous.
All right, let's give it PG. Let's give it PG, guys. We'll wrap it up on the Champions League. Just a quick little preview. Tomorrow morning, we've got Lille and Chelsea. Chelsea are up 2-0.
I think Lille will win that.
Big words.
I think, hey, clip this if this ends up happening. I think Lille will win this. I'm just saying, bro, after what's been happening with Chelsea, man, something could get to them.
Football is football.
Takes you many places.
Football takes many places. Hot places. Or whatever happens. But what I'm really excited to see is Juventus and Villarreal. They're both on 1-1.
That's a really interesting game. Villarreal is...
Let's be real. Juventus have been pretty terrible in the Champions League. Plus Villarreal, they're quite a European force.
They beat United.
They beat United. They're current Europa League winners, I believe. You never know, man.
Anything's possible. Look, I wish the best for both teams. I hope Villarreal go through. I want to see something different in the Champions League. I want to see teams like that.
You clicked yours before. Click mine. Villarreal. for the win.
Yeah.
They'll do a job against Juventus away.
Clip this, guys. Lille and Villarreal to win games.
Yeah.
If this happens, man, I'll be happy for them. Good luck to them.
Let's be unique. Let's
Yeah,
let's
I
go
don't
for,
wanna
let's go
say
for
the
the
same thing.
underdogs, mate.
Why not?
Anyway, let's move on to the Premier League. Obviously, my boys are up tomorrow morning against Arsenal. This is now Liverpool's to lose. City have done us a
Everything to
favour.
lose now, yeah.
City they could have done a better favour and actually lost.
Crystal Palace did use a favour.
Yeah. But whatever. Look,
Patrick Vieira, funny enough, fun fact, Patrick Vieira hasn't lost a game against City as a player or a manager.
Far out.
Can you imagine keeping that record?
It's crazy. But yeah, like I said, it's us. It's for us to lose.
It's going to be a
Arsenal.
good game.
It'll be a top game. You gonna watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch
7:15.
it. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Beautiful. I'm definitely gonna watch it. But predictions on that? What do you reckon?
It's going to be a good game. Arsenal, of course, they're on a good run now. 5 games, I think,
I
undefeated.
think 5 straight wins.
5 straight wins. If they can hold that. Shout out to George as well, George T, who is a massive Arsenal supporter as well. But yeah, look, I think Arsenal is a very, very good team now. I think Arteta has set the standard of what they want to play. And if you saw the passing game,
Oh,
did you see the passing game? That was amazing. I'm happy for him. Why not? Football is football, man. I guess I'm a United supporter, but when I see football like that,
you have to appreciate it.
You have to
appreciate it. There was this one little clip I saw on TikTok, and it was this amazing. What's it called? Passing, period, whatever.
Yeah.
With Arsenal and Odegaard. What a player he is!
He was a good
Playing in the
signing.
number 10 role for your Arsenal. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's everywhere, but he's in the middle of all passing triangles. He's there for interplay. And if you watch their game against Watford, last game, I think they won 3-2.
Yeah.
All 3 goals they scored were absolutely orgasmic. Because I know about you, but I much prefer a well-worked passing goal than a scissor kick.
Yeah, you want to see that build-up play.
Because
we rarely see these build-up plays anymore. Like when they used to do the old days, like a mad build-up play, and then the crowd goes silent as soon as the ball goes in. It goes absolutely nuts. To be honest, I agree with you. I'd rather see a build-up play, a good passing game, than just an acrobatic scissor kick. Yes, it's amazing
because
goal,
that's just more of a shock.
Yeah,
like Ronaldo, what he did against Juventus back in 17-18. No. Yeah, 17-18.
That ball just went right in.
But that scissor kick, it was amazing.
That ball just went right in the net like that.
That happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Whereas
the Juventus fans clapped him off as well.
But you watch Arsenal's goal so far, it's been passing. It's a build-up, and then you hit that beautiful climax of a goal from that amazing build-up. But anyway.
Hey, look, my prediction is, I think it's going to be a hard game, but I think Liverpool's going to come out and win. Because they need to win this game.
Yeah.
If they don't win this game, then it's another slip up, and then it's back to square one again against City if they win again.
And it'll just annoy me. But any score?
I'm going to say 2-1 to Liverpool.
Well, tomorrow morning as well, we've got Brighton and Spurs.
Brighton will win that.
They're home.
Brighton will win that.
And then we've got Friday. Everton, Newcastle. Now, Everton are in an absolute shit show right now with Frank Lampard in. And I'll just quickly check the ladder. I think
Newcastle will continue their run as winning.
Arsenal are on level points with Watford, and Watford are 18th. So did I say Arsenal?
Yes, I asked.
Everton are on level points with Watford.
I would not be surprised if Everton get relegated this season. They have been an absolute shit show this season.
And Newcastle have been going up.
They're
14th now.
Yeah, I think Newcastle will stay up. And I told my mate, my barber as well, he's a Newcastle supporter. Shout out to Tarek as well, from Barbers Inc. I told him a couple of weeks ago as well, we were sitting down and just saying, I told him, I was like, listen, I think Newcastle will stay up. But the signings that they've made as well helped them a lot. The manager as well has helped them a lot.
Yeah.
And they've been playing good football. Yeah, they've been scraping a couple of wins here and there, but 3 points is 3 points for Newcastle right now. For them, now they're the richest club in the world, they need to stay up.
Well, yeah, I think that's the main ones. When will the Liverpool United game happen? Because they've been postponed. That was meant to happen at the end of this March, but now there's no date.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I think they're going to put a new date out soon. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what we've covered up today.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to everyone that's joined the live. Thank you so much. Thank you, Football Capital, as well. Thanks, Peter, as well from Canberra.
DJ Prodigy, mate.
DJ Prodigy. Check him out. If you're in Canberra, check him out. We'll link all the details below as well.
Check his live, man. Check his live Instagram.
Check his live DJ as well. He's a really good DJ. Yeah, shout out Football Capital. Shout out Robert as well from the United Supporters, New South Wales. And thank you to everyone that's joined us today. Thank you so much for the support. And we've got really good things coming up as well. We're not going to say too much, but the build-up is gradual. I know everyone's been hearing us, this, that, we're going to be doing this. But
things take time.
Things take time.
Things just
we're in talks with a lot of people right now. So it's going to be very exciting for us. So a new chapter for all of us. But it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good.
That's it. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for checking us out, watching the podcast. We appreciate it. All the sponsors as usual, New Genesis as well.
Cheat Day. The Football Physio as well. Thank you so much. Apollo Entertainment. I
think that's pretty much it.
That's it.
Covered it all. Thank you so much for joining me today, as usual. And
good luck to you tomorrow. Good luck to Arsenal as well. Good luck to both teams. Good luck, Georgie, as well, from Arsenal. But yeah,
that's about it. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care.